Hola Chula! Thank you so much for clicking onto this video, and if you are new here, well then hi, hello. My name is Kai. This is my little corner of chisme on the internet, and we are actually going to be doing a retrospective timeline on one of my personal favorite train wrecks, Miss Foodie Beauty, or better known as Chantal Marie, or how I will at least be referring to her in this video. I realized, silly me, that, I'm coming on here and talking about Chantal as if people who already know and are familiar with Chantal are watching my videos. Enough people reached out to me to tell me that they had no idea who Chantal is, but they're fascinated. And so I feel that in order for me to continue making content about Foodie Beauty, I need to tell you a little bit more in depth of who she is and why I feel like she is so worthy of her status as a public spectacle, or just being a locale maybe. I'm going to be doing a TLDR version of Chantal's history here on YouTube, from the beginning of her YouTube career to basically until the point where I feel that Chantal truly spiraled out of control, and that brings us into her present day history and what she's up to now. And so I will be doing this video in two parts, so hopefully I include enough information in these two videos that you have a thorough, well-rounded understanding of who this person is and why I feel like she is so worthy of our time here, girls. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get spelling for you, buddy?
Straight out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
I put my best lipstick on for this binge, okay?
Put my best lipstick on for this binge, okay?
I'm gonna be binging hardcore, so if you don't like that, too fucking bad for you. Chicken nuggets and poutine, wrecking balls with bacon aioli, bacon garlic aioli. They're bacon wrapped, cheese filled tater tots, and it's kind of sad. She was sexually abused, I found out.
So basically, just to give you guys a rough idea of who Chantal was on her early days on this platform, obviously her name is Foodie Beauty, so she, would upload beauty-related content, having to do with her makeup, and she would do lash hauls and different things like that, different makeup tutorials. And then over time, she actually uploaded a mukbang, a video, where she is, sitting down to eat a large meal. It's all piled in front of her, and you just watch people eat, really large portions of food. And for someone at her size, people were drawn to that visual, I guess, or the oddity of it. A lot of people comment on how inordinate it is and how just strange it is to watch, especially with Chantal, because she is such a messy eater, and she makes a lot of different sounds and has a lot of different facial expressions while she's eating. Oh my god. And you can tell that it's a release to her, right? It's being satisfied in more ways than just one, maybe. And it just shows in her general attitude around food, and how she definitely is always looking to get food. And even after she has eaten to the point where she should feel full, she pushes herself to finish, even though it's such a large amount of food. And obviously, yeah, people are just drawn to that visual. And while she's doing these mukbangs and everything, which is how her channel really began to take off and grow, she started to incorporate story times, and she would tell TMI stories about her torrid love affairs from years ago, and how many various lovers she's had over her years. And mind you, her current partner is sitting in their shared living space, just on the couch just a few feet away from her, listening to her tell all of these stories from the men that she's been with in her past. And granted, there's a lot of speculation to suggest that Chantal's stories are certainly not the most truthful stories, and you know, she's not exactly the most reliable narrator, I guess you could say. I feel like Chantal caters to an audience that maybe is like looking for companionship, or just, you know, are very lonely in general. To watch these videos like retrospectively, it seems like she had a really great connection with a lot of her audience members, and they were definitely cheering her on and rooting for her. So she began to like almost overshare with her audience, and she began like letting them in on some different health concerns that she had. And she actually let her audience know that she was for a very long time now dealing with like ovarian cysts and polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, which was maybe, you know, I don't know that Chantal has ever said that that is why she is overweight, but she has suggested that that's perhaps a lot of why she is not able to like lose weight like anyone else. She also has a lot of the other unfortunate side effects and symptoms that do come with PCOS, so I do tend to believe her when she says that, because honestly, why would anyone just come on and lie about their health concerns, or, you know, things that, you know, we tend to give people a lot more grace when they're sharing those like more intimate details enough that they wouldn't lie about something that serious as their own physical health. But you'd be surprised. No, it's obvious to her audience at this point that this woman loves her fast food and has very low self-control when it does come to food, and she's even like titled videos of her like mukbangs like a binge, you know, episode, or like my food addiction, whatever. And you could take that as clickbait, or you could take it as the honest truth, and I tend to believe that Chantal is a binge eater. She herself claims to have binge eating disorder, so for someone who, you know, knows that about themselves, who knows that they have some issues around food, and then to make a YouTube channel, or to change your YouTube channel into a mukbang content, does not seem like the greatest idea. Like, if I were an alcoholic, I would not be going to find employment at a bar, and if I was addicted to gambling, then I certainly would not be looking to work in a casino. It just makes sense to most people, but to Chantal, the idea is completely lost.
I don't know if any of you know any like medical terminology, or if you know anything at all. I'm supposed to have surgery, but I wanted to hold off on the surgery to see if anything I could do naturally, and I haven't really been being good. I've been beezing. I need the surgery because I really don't want it. I don't, when people say, why don't you want the surgery? Because I'm 34. I don't want to have all of my female reproductive organs removed yet. I don't want to go into menopause at 34.
So in January 2018, Chantal makes the resolve that yes, she is going to turn her life around and become a true skinny legend vegan influencer, just like she has been daydreaming about, you know, for so many years now. And she starts taking a lot of measure to actually lose weight, and she actually even starts going to the gym and starts, you know, counting her calories and doing portion control. And for a lot of people in her audience, they start to believe that Chantal is actually making real changes, and she's going to, you know, start to see some kind of weight loss. And to her credit, she actually did end up losing about 14 pounds at this time, and so people were very excited for her, and she had a lot of she had a community that was still like cheering for her and still rooting for her. She starts to lose motivation at some point, or she starts to hit a plateau, and her weight loss starts to not just come as easy to her, and she has no idea why. She's coming on camera and showing her healthy food choices, showing that she, you know, doing, you know, healthy mukbangs, and her portion control is still not really there. But it is obvious that Chantal is doing something right, like, because she was losing weight and then ended up plateauing there somewhere towards the middle of her cycle. And so I think out of either frustration or just lack of motivation or just some other emotional trigger that she had, she ends up going and binging. Whether she does this off camera or on camera, she will, you know, go and get some fast food and just really sort of diminish any, you know, actual results that she might have had.
Let's address the elephant in the room, not me. I'm deleting my weight loss channel. I know I've been through this before, and I'm deleting it for good. I deleted the water fast video. The water fast video, the comments were, everyone's an armchair nutritionist, and there was just a lot of concerned advice that I didn't ask for. And I realized that, you know, I'm not fighting with people over carbs. So I am not comfortable with having my personal life.
I'm not comfortable with having my personal
It's
life.
important to note here that someone with binge eating disorder, that is characterized by like a couple of times a week you eat to the point, even though you are not feeling hungry anymore and you are feeling like satisfied and full, they will continue to force themselves to eat like compulsively to the point of like physical discomfort and pain. And Chantal has actually been to the emergency room not once but twice because she ate a whole block of cheese. To her credit, I think that is a dangerous and unhealthy behavior, and something that I can understand why it would make it difficult for her to lose weight. But Chantal never does anything to address the actual issues and the actual root of her food addiction or her struggles with food, her bad relationship with it. In secret, she is still fighting her addiction. She's still binging, so she's looking bloated and look like obviously like she's gained weight at this point and has to, you know, come on camera and face everyone. And when you're a weight loss channel or supposed to be on a weight loss journey, that looks a little awkward, right? Like that looks a little bad for you to come on camera and be bloated and bigger than you were when they last saw you. Because she had been telling her audience, you know, that she was not feeling up to uploading and everything, and not really holding herself accountable. And this is a situation that Chantal put herself in, right? Like, she's the one who decided to document and publicize her own weight loss journey, and now that she's being held accountable by her audience, she doesn't like it. She, at this point, like, has a really healthy hate-watching audience. People who are watching because they think she's a train wreck, people who are interested in the story because it's an oddity at this point, and people can recognize what she's doing. She starts some new diet and she's really gung-ho about it, making all of these different changes and purchasing, getting workout clothes. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you need to go and get a cute outfit for the gym to get some motivation, I'm thinking about doing the same for myself. Like, at this moment, like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but she definitely uses it as an excuse to overspend. It's just another facet of her obvious lack of control or her need to like instantly gratify herself. So she will go out and spend a lot of money, get a lot of like useless items for this weight loss journey that she's about to go on. And then she'll announce to her audience that, you know, she's changing her life. She's, you know, gonna start a new diet, and you won't even recognize her in a couple of years or in a couple of months. That's the thing with Chantal. She expects these big results in a very short and unreasonable amount of time. And granted, when you are at her size, you can lose weight really fast initially, and she would if she put in even the smallest amount of effort. And that brings us to stage number 2.
Some people are disappointed or really want me to get back into the weight loss stuff. Which again, I'm not giving up on. I'm just doing things a bit differently. I should not be eating this. The only thing I care about right now is this pizza.
Chantal is incapable, or like just doesn't want to do it. She doesn't actually want to change, so she doesn't change. She self-sabotages and she doesn't do anything to actually change. And then she has a binge episode and she takes it out on her audience and says that she she just projects to her audience that because, you know, people hate her, people only watch her because they hate her, they make reaction channels about her, that they're all just fat phobic, and Chantal is a victim of our skinny loving society. And that's why she's unable to lose weight, because there are no resources for people like her with her specific eating disorder and everything. And I think that there is merit to that argument, and I would have more sympathy for Chantal if she actually attempted to get help. But the thing is that she never actually seeks out help that will do anything for her. She looks to everything else that you can think of, like naturopathy, or just like more natural Eastern medicines that aren't necessarily as, proven to work as effectively as some other different, Western medicines, especially in the regard that Chantal just needs to have weight loss surgery and just be done with the problem and address it psychologically. But she'll never be able to even get weight loss surgery because she has this untreated eating disorder that she has never really sought any help for. She was referred to an eating disorder clinic, and that was the end of it. And she just has never actually been to therapy for a reasonable amount of time to actually address it and to move forward better from it.
For my appointment with my doctor, and so basically we did the referral together, the proper referral for the eating disorder clinic. Anyway, he put down that the binging is a problem. I had to describe, like, he wanted me to know, like, what a typical binge would be. And that was hard to go through, harder than I thought it would be. Like, I've told you guys about binges here and there, but like, to actually talk to him face to face about it, I just felt really embarrassed and really ashamed and really like, holy crap, what the heck is wrong with me? Why am I hurting myself? Why do I do this?
And so it's really difficult for people to have sympathy for you when you are so clearly the root of your own problem, and you give yourself every license and every pass in the world to continue to be sick, to continue to harm yourself, and that's all you do. The other part of this too is that Chantal will experience so much backlash from her audience and from people that, in the community and everything, because she is so just against any sort of criticism, whether it's constructive or whatever. Even people who are, saying that they like her, but just giving her some, like, helpful advice, putting their time in, and they don't have to give you that energy, and she will say that they hate her and then block them. And then there are people who are paying to be a member in her community that she's blocked. So it's just like she's very intolerant of other people's perspectives and other people's opinions of her, especially when they don't correlate with the way that Chantal likes to view herself.
Reason I'm at the center of this, like, controversy, this drama. People love to bring drama to me. Even though I've said I'm done with it, I don't know why I'm being involved in drama. I really don't.
She's always dragged into the middle of controversy. She always thinks that all of this is not of her doing, of her volition. She had no part in any of what is taking place on her channel or in the community that she is a part of on YouTube. She somehow thinks that she is a victim in why people react to her or interact with her the way that they do. She thinks that this is all happening to her, and she has no blame in any of what is happening around her.
The thing that you need to know about all of this is that Chantal is a very vain person. She has this idea of herself in her mind that is not based in reality, and when she hears information that conflicts with her perspective of herself, then she tends to shut down and to project outwards and have, like, angry, ragey, feelings. Outwardly, it's explosive. Chantal will begin some new weight loss journeys, have some new revelation, and get some new, start some new fad diet. She'll fail to follow through. She'll have an episode, and then she'll be depressed for quite some time until she's able to go through it again. And I think that in a way she gets a lot off of that initial energy, and she always comes from a good place. And I think that when she is in that phase, that she really does think that this is going to be the time, that time is going to be different. It's really disappointing as a viewer to watch her fail time and time again. And you would think that Chantal would have some sort of, like, reflection or be able to learn something from all of this, but no. It's just very difficult to feel bad for her over time, especially because she is so reactive. And in fact, someone who was, you know, being hateful towards Chantal or giving their opinion on her, she actually called them the R slur. And someone who knows Chantal in real life for 20 years commented on her video something about how, you know, Chantal is this bad person who's also maybe like a rape apologist, and they were really coming for Chantal, and they doxed her. They doxed her, yeah. They put her whole real last name in the comment section of her video. And that actually bled over into the Kiwi Farms forum. And this woman who has known Chantal for years, her name is Kathy. She creates a profile and she starts dishing all of this like tea and gossip about Chantal, and it's
The only time you lost weight was Cat Mavic, and that was only through strict vegan diet and exercise and being away from your enablers, aka your family. You had a waist back then, but you decided you didn't want to work for it anymore. I starved myself to avoid looking like you and staff 20 years later, and thank goodness I still have my body. It's hard work, but whatever. According to you, I'm a dumbass who asked to get by dressing in skirts in high school, remember? So enjoy your karma, Chantal. And you've earned it fair and square. You may think you're smart, but the rest of us see a fool who's never going to grasp common sense. And that Kathy left on Chantal's video, to which she replied, LOL, you have always been a psycho. I don't think you want to go there with exposing, because your past is not so clean, my friend. Get offline and take care of your kids. You had no reason to flip out on me, but you always do that, and this is why you have no one in your life, not even your family. Don't take your psychotic issues out on me. You need a hobby or something. When did I ever say that you deserve to get? You are fucking crazy. LOL, wow. Worry about your issues, and like I said, stop starting drama and take care of your kids.
I totally get it. You're looking out for me. You want to give me a heads up. If you see anyone post anything about me online, anywhere, YouTube, you know, there's people obsessed with me. Just don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear about it. I'm trying to block all negativity. I'm trying to block all these idiots out of my life. I know people think I'm a bitch, and I sort of am.
Much. And so for like weeks in like April of 2018, there's all like this drama happening in the forums and everything, and Chantal actually goes in and has like either a subscriber does it, or she changed her VPN or something to go in and create a profile on Kiwi Farms and to confront Kathy on a forum, that thread that's supposed to be about her. So it's just a little like outrageous, right, and ridiculous that she would go through so much to address someone who is just sharing their experience and their opinion with her firsthand, because it contradicts the way that she sees herself or the way that she wants other people to see her. Giving out like a lot of information about Chantal, you know, how gross and unhygienic she is, how she would hide pizza boxes in her closet from her partner after binging, how she's always been mean, just always been a vile person, always been so quick to come for people's looks when she's a balding 400-pound woman, you know, who has bad skin and no fashion sense. So it's just really unfortunate that Chantal would come for people in such a way when, you know, she is exactly who she is. She's trying to mitigate the drama on her own channel, and she has to come back on and weigh in, and guess what? She's gained 6 pounds. So how do you explain yourself? And so she admits that she's still binging, she's still going to Arby's, and she's still hiding pizza boxes from her partner in the closet.
Come to mama. All right. Beauty bite. Beauty bite. I don't want to hear people say, if your comment annoys me, or it's just like annoying, you know, or rude, or just pisses me off, I'm just gonna delete it, because, you know, I don't want that shit on my channel. It upsets other viewers who actually like me. But people who say things like, you're eating that and you work out at the gym, that doesn't make any sense, you know. So you're making yourself look dumb, because, yeah, this is an eating channel. You're gonna see me eat things that look junky, maybe even are a bit junky. I'm gonna do more home cooked meals and do some healthier meals, but, you know, I am also going to eat things that I want to eat, go on binges once in a while. I know I need to get that under control. I don't need you to remind me. Thank you.
And people are just absolutely fed up with her at this point. She really did this to herself by silencing people in her comment sections, by coming after people, and by being so filled with vitriol that she has really made her own bed, and that is why people find her so controversial. At some point, she comes on and says that her cysts are not getting any better. Of course they're not, because you're not taking any measure to make them go away or to get them better, and stuff like that typically doesn't just go away on its own. So she's, really having to be faced with the reality that she'll probably have to have a total hysterectomy at the age of 34, when she is dating a man who has openly expressed, BB, her partner at the time has openly expressed that he wants to have a family, that he wants to have children, and she is going to be, if she has to have a hysterectomy, she won't be able to do so.
That's okay. It's okay if my life's a mess right now, because I'm going to be changing that, and I want to document that. November 20th, I had a radical hysterectomy, which means they removed both ovaries, uterus, cervix, everything's gone. Back in 2009, I went to a gynecologist. I had my period for 5 months straight, and I really just was like, this is not normal. I never really wanted to have the surgery because I thought it was something I could heal naturally, which I never really did give a good go at having, trying holistic approaches, because they take a lot of willpower, which I don't have, and plus I'm a food addict. So there was all those issues that were keeping me from eating clean and, trying to really putting some effort into trying to heal these naturally.
So obviously she's looking for a lot of sympathy and a lot of support, sharing that with her audience, and I think that's probably why she soon would come on to say that her and BB are separated, or they're broken up now, because she feels that she cannot make him happy, that he has not been happy, and that they're just no longer the couple that they were. He's never been the kind of partner to support her. He's always enabled her, and to some extent you have to know that this man probably watched her eat herself to sickness, eat herself to be 400 pounds in front of him. He never did anything to stop it, but he certainly at some point had just given up and was just fine to watch this woman that he claimed to love do this to herself. So for her to be broken up with BB makes sense. Obviously no one in that relationship is prospering or thriving or feels any sort of happiness anymore, and I think that this is definitely when Chantal went off the deep end, and we will talk more about that in part 2. I'm very sorry that this video has taken me so long, or that I've been going so long between my uploads. I usually like to upload like several times a week, but I've been just not in a space where I've been able to upload as much as I would like. So I do appreciate your guys' time and patience with me, and if you like this video, then you can please leave it a like, and if you like me, then you can subscribe to this channel, where I will be talking about whatever I want, whenever I want, because this is my channel and that is what we do here. So subscribe. And as always, Chulas, I just hope that wherever you are, you're having a beautiful, wonderful, amazing rest of your day. Bye, Chulas.
Yeah.